Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We recite Salok 29 and 30 from the composition Bhavanakri of Kabir Ji. The recitation for the 29th Salok first, followed by a brief interpretation, and then the 30th. The recitation from the letter Babba of the alphabet. Babba, Bindeh, Bind Milawa, Bindeh, Bind na bichura na pawa, Bando hoye bandagi gahe, Bandak hoye band suddha lahe. So the play is on the word Bindeh and Bind. You will see these words being transposed in the structure of this poem. Bindeh Bind Milawa, and then Bindeh Bind na bichura na pawa, and then again Bando hoye bandagi gahe, variations on that letter. So, in order to explore this, Bindeh is the first word, and it is an action because it has the sihari before the haha. So Bindeh means to understand, to know. So Bindeh Bind Milawa. Bind, the literal meaning of bind or bindu is point or a dot. And almost all Indian systems deploy this word to indicate universal consciousness or the creator, creation. And the reason it's a dot is because the absolute, which is the macro, has to have its opposite of necessity almost. So it's like a polarized field. So where it is boundless on the one side, it is small as a dot and not physical. It's so small that it is subtle, subatomic atoms, if you will. So on the one side, you have something that is boundless because it's so big. On the other, you have something that is not visible because it's so small. In both instances, transcendence of time and space is the key. So it has to be that small. So Kabirji says, Bind Milawa, if you wish to find, if you wish to attain that consciousness, or if you wish to meet that consciousness or find union, whichever word you want to use, the message is that that essence in so subtle a form is within you, and you need a way of getting there. So he's saying Bindeh Bind, and that way is knowledge. We'll talk a little bit about that. And he says Bindeh Bind na bichura na pawa. Once you find that essence, it cannot be lost. So through knowledge and concentration, one finds the divine essence within, and once found, it cannot be lost. Bindeh Bind na bichura na pawa. And then he says, Bando hoye. Banda is a reference to a person, but here it means one who is in bondage, one who binds himself or herself. Bando hoye bandagi gahe. So that is how bandagi is done. Bandagi here is devotion, bhakti. Bando hoye bandagi gahe. Bando hoye means to be bound, therefore it translates to servitude. Only through servitude, you become a servant, like a servant. Only then is devotion possible. Bandagi gahe. And through reverence and adoration, is divine awareness captured. Bandak hoy. Bandak comes from the word vandana, to worship. So you have to become a worshipper of knowledge. The word sabad. Bandak hoy, band sud lahe. Pure awareness is what you will attain to. So Kabirji is actually reflecting the process of Sunya Mani in the Japji. You see, Sunya Mani from 48 through 15 is the process of attentive listening and absorption that culminates in the state of being a panch in the 16th. So the bhakti of Gurmat involves devotional servitude and total surrender to the self, but with a difference. Bhakti in Gurmat does not seek Vedic validation, nor does it follow any prescriptive practice. It is the subject's turning objectively to its source, from Haume to Vivek Buddhi. And the emphasis is on learning, on knowledge. And in learning, we know that questioning and critique are key elements. Babba Bindeh Bed Milawa, ab pau pan paroso ava, jo bahar so pitar janya, bhaya ved bhupat pehchanya. This is the 30th salok. The message is somewhat similar. The mystery is resolved through knowledge. And now Kabir says, my faith is inspired by love. Ab bhau bhan baroso ava. If you recall, in an adjacent passage, we were talking about living life for love of life and not living life as a transaction. So Kabir is making that assertion here, that ab bhau bhan baroso ava. Now my faith is inspired by love. And what happens then? Jo bahir so bhitar janne. You begin to see the interconnectedness of everything. And it is then that he says that bhaya ved bhupat pehchanya, when that difference, when you begin to resolve that difference, you realize that the Creator is within and without. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.